We're here in Colombia to try a very special substance. A substance that Colombia is famous for producing and supplying to the world. This addictive powder causes increased heart rate, pupil dilation, and acts directly on your brain to create a sense of pleasure and even euphoria. This substance starts with the letter C. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We're here to try some...
Hey, it's time to go for a coffee tour.
coffee. Look, it's Jack. He loves to be pet. If you stop petting, he'll immediately complain. The most amount of pets in the world.
So big.
Number 2 in the world is Vietnam.
Oh.
Vietnam, yeah. Now, what happened was after the Vietnam War, the soil was very, very polluted because the Americans had dropped lots of chemicals on the jungle. This is a coffee cherry. At this point in time, it doesn't much look like coffee. If you take the coffee cherry and give it a little squeeze, do you see? There's 2 beans inside. Okay? Now, 95% of the time, there's 2 beans. Coffee. Yeah? See, that's in the top of the tree, pull it down, and pick the coffee. Coffee in here. In here, there's a square bar that turns around like this, and it takes the coffee cherry, rolls against 2 metal strips and the copper drum, and it breaks the bean open. The skins get caught on the indentations and come this side. They go back into the soil, and the coffee beans come through the other side. Yeah. This is geisha, originally from Armenia, and the plants we planted up in plantation. So this is geisha coffee. Okay. Right. So this is the machine that takes the skins off the coffee. Sit there. Don't you dare enter. Okay, right. Basically, it's round here, round here. There's a paddle that keeps the coffee moving around. Yeah? This is a counterweight. This goes on here like this. This locks it, and then you switch it on. First of all... you plug it in. I've got a couple of electrical tasks to do. One is finding out why that plug round there doesn't go. Take that over. These are green beans. Now, you can do this at home. Okay, there's nothing to stop you doing this at home. Okay, if you're doing it at home, switch off your smoke detector because coffee smokes. Okay, but basically, green beans into the metal pan. As I say, it's a dry roast, so you don't need anything else. So just throw the green beans in, keep stirring the coffee. You need to keep it moving so it cooks evenly, okay? Wooden spoon, keep the coffee moving, okay? Now, these green beans have been dried to about 12% moisture, yeah? That 12% moisture needs to come out, yeah? The coffee starts off very, very slowly, and then it really starts to speed up. So what's going to happen is it's going to start, right, I'll just take it out. As we start to roast the coffee, I can see a couple of bad beans in there, so I'm just taking them out. So you just keep the coffee moving around. Commercially, they roast in a drum where the coffee's tumbling around, or in a pot with a mechanical stirrer to keep the coffee moving around. Some beans are smaller than others, okay? But over time, they're all going to even out, yeah? Ah, pop. Did you hear the pop?
Yeah.
Okay, it's starting to pop, okay? Now that's the moisture coming out of the bean. You don't even need these cooling trays. These are cooling trays.
Okay.
Locally, they use them for roasting coffee or for cooling coffee.
In Singapore, they roast it with margarine and sugar.
Do they?
Yeah.
Butter or fat
All right.
together with sugar to make like a caramel
Oh,
kind of
wow.
taste.
I was unaware of that. I was unaware of anyone who actually roasted coffee
Yeah.
with anything in there apart from coffee. Starting to everything, yeah? And really starting to pop, okay?
It doesn't sound the same as when you walk past a cafe.
Right, I'm going to grab the gloves here. You have to love this. Look at this. 2 gloves are the same. Yeah?
Same size?
I bought 4 of them and they're all like this. Okay? What happens is somewhere there's a whole load of the other way around. Yeah. And there's someone complaining about the 2 of them, you know? But anyway. Right, so just tip the coffee in. There we go. Now, how about that, hey?
Looks amazing.
It doesn't look too bad, does it? Light. Sorry, medium. So that means it's going to taste quite smooth. It's not going to taste particularly bitter.
Oh, right, yeah.
It tastes almost like an aromatic tea, doesn't it?
It tastes like a tea.
It does taste like a tea rather than a coffee.
Yeah.
Okay? So as I say, this is what happens when you roast the coffee medium. Okay?
We just completed our coffee tour at Don Eduardo, and we had to get another cup of coffee at a cafe.
So the interesting thing about our tour this morning was that we expected to find a local Colombian man giving us a tour, but the tour guide turned out to be Mr. Eduardo himself, who apparently is a middle-aged British man from London who decided to take a trip to Colombia about 20 years ago and never left. He started buying land. First he started with a hostel, then he slowly grew into purchasing the land nearby to start a coffee plantation.
For the tour, it took us around 3 hours. We were the only people there, so it was a personal tour by Don Eduardo himself. And then he showed us around the farm. He taught us about the different types of coffee and the different countries that produce them. Colombia is number 3 in the global production of coffee. And he also showed us around the coffee plants, the different types of coffee. And we learned that the best coffee is not Kopi Luwak, but it's actually
Geisha coffee.
geisha coffee,
So this is geisha coffee.
which doesn't come from Japan, it comes from Africa.
So the other great part of taking a tour with Don Eduardo is his 4 or 5 very, or 6 very, very cute, big and very dirty dogs. There was one named Jack,
It's the big English Shepherd.
English Shepherd, who you have to pet, otherwise he'll complain. And it was really cute.
He also taught us about the harvesting of the beans, how they clean it and wash it and roast it. And then he even roasted a small batch of coffee beans for us. But we didn't get to try that coffee. He gave us some other coffee, which was I don't know, I think our taste buds are not refined enough. We're very used to drinking strong espresso coffee with milk. But he mentioned that the better type of coffee, which is the Arabica coffee, best made in a drip or brew form. Whereas the cheaper coffee, Robusta coffee, gets made into espresso with milk. Yeah.
It looks like we're cheap people because we have cheap taste. Cheers. God, totally dirty.
Ah.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm
Just slipped.
yeah,
Yeah.
slipped.